Sorry for the technical difficulties. Good to see you. Welcome home. We are live at 6:01 Wednesday. Welcome to First Christian Church of Decatur. Delighted to see you. Let me get this set up. Apparently I had to click on use camera. How about that? So now we are here. Well, what a great day. What a beautiful day. We're getting ready for the storm to come in tomorrow, and we hope that folks are safe and secure. Stay dry, stay wherever you need to be. We're going to keep in prayer those who are in the direct path of Hurricane Zelda. It is real and it's coming. So, folks, welcome. We're glad to see you. Welcome home. We're going to do some check-in here. We're going to talk about what's happened, what's happening now, and what's happening down the road. Okay? So let's start with what has happened. We are delighted to announce that the junk in the trunk went really well. It was a lot of fun. We had about 9 people selling in the church parking lot. We were just a regular old flea market and a rummage sale. Folks selling out of their cars and out of their tables and chairs next to their cars. We cleared about $430. That was great. And most of all, a lot of goodwill. And folks had a good time. I bought junk from other people and they bought junk from me. And it's all good. So we had a good time. I want to thank our leadership team for making that happen. Thank you so much. We had some really good folks working on it. And we had a good time. The weather held out until the evening when Ryan and Jeanette got married. It was a great wedding, but man, it got wet. So we got soaked, but a lot of love. There was a lot of love, and we tied that knot real good. So Ryan and Jeanette, congratulations. Very happy for you. We're very happy for you. And this upcoming weekend, Sahira and Denard are getting married, and that's going to be exciting too. Hopefully the weather will cooperate on Sunday afternoon. And but like I said, it's going to be a lot of love. And every wedding is perfect. Every wedding is perfect. It's just perfect. Our walk with a purpose continues, and we have some folks who are still getting sponsors, still walking. They're out there somewhere, but come on back and continue to raise some funds for the church mission. Thank you for those who've raised over $400, and we expect some more to come in from our sponsors. Thank you. The carpets are being laid at the church even as we speak. It's a lot of carpet, man. It's a lot of carpet. But the church is looking good, and the crew is working really hard. There's new flooring in the bathrooms. There's new flooring in the nursery. They're putting new floors on in the offices, not the pastoral offices, but in the classrooms. And then it's also going to be on the second floor, as well as in Chalice Thrift, because that water poured down 3 levels of flights. So this project is over $100,000, and the insurance is picking up about 99.5% of that. And so thank you, Guide One Insurance. This is your commercial. Thank you. They're based out of Des Moines, Iowa. You know who else is up in Iowa? Henry and Katie. And they start on Sunday, November 1 at Central Christian Church in Waterloo, Iowa. We are so proud of you. We're so proud of you. They're going to be co-pastors, and their name is already in lights. The church has a lit-up marquee, and their names are on it, so well done. They also let us know it was like 29 degrees there. They are freezing. Hey, you asked for it, you got it. Welcome to the Great White North. They're almost up to Anchorage. That's how far north they are. Hagar's House has been going on this week. Our church has been feeding hungry families at the shelter for women and children primarily. And there are over between 15 and 20 people there now. And we have been feeding folks Monday night, Tuesday night, and tonight. So I'm not going to say all the names, but I want to thank all the church members and friends who participated. Thank you so much for feeding our brothers and sisters in need. This is who we are. This is what we do. There's no difference between what we preach and practice. They must be hand in hand. Upcoming. So Tuesday, November 3rd, is Election Day. And our church is a polling site. So there's going to be folks lining up at First Christian Church Decatur to vote, and it will be safe. It'll be gun and weapon free. It will be a place of sanctuary for all those who want to line up and vote and participate and practice their American citizenship. It's open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I plan to be present and just practice hospitality and to practice welcoming folks and making sure that all is safe and sound. And there will be a lot of good folks there. If you have an absentee ballot and you have not mailed it in, don't mail it in. Deliver it by hand to a ballot box. It's too late to mail your absentee ballot, but it's not too late to vote. So don't mail it. Deliver it to a ballot box. If you're in Decatur, there's a ballot box right in front of City Hall. And if you need to go to the Board of Elections office, you can do that. You can also take your mail-in ballot to a polling site like our church on next Tuesday between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Okay? Every vote counts. Let's count every vote. Thank you for your participation. Early voting ends this week, so I voted early. Betty and Katie voted early. It took us 10 or 15 minutes. Piece of cake. So go ahead and vote early if you haven't voted already, or mail in, deliver your absentee ballot. The Christmas tree sale is a go. We are going to rock and roll this year. We're going to sell over 900 trees, and we're going to make hundreds of wreaths, and it's going to be safe. We're going to be socially distant on the church lawn. Everything's going to happen outside. Everyone's going to be wearing a mask, and we'll have gloves, and we're going to be as safe as possible. The lot setup is a week from Saturday on the 7th of November, okay? So y'all show up and be present. We're going to dig holes in the lawn and put in the posts, okay? And it's going to be great. It's going to be great. So that's a week from Saturday. This Saturday, of course, is Halloween, and I expect to see everybody in costume. Okay, so something else that's coming up along the way is our Sunday worship service. Now that we have gotten rid of all the asbestos, now that the new carpets are coming down, the whole building is wide open. We are continuing to do a soft reopening. Up to 20 people come and worship, come and be present in God's house. If you choose not to be present, we are online. We are live streaming our services. And this Sunday's scripture is really fascinating. Now, normally on the first Sunday in November, we practice and preach worship service focused on All Saints Sunday. We've decided to postpone All Saints Sunday to November 15th, which is in 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. So we would love to know if you have any beloved friends or family that you would like lifted up on that day. Let us know. You can email Barbara Powell at shugyp@aol.com, or you can contact the church office on our phone number, or our email is fccdecatur@gmail.com. Let us know the names and the birth and death dates if you know them. If you've got a photo, let us have that. If you've got a little brief bio, 5 sentences, doesn't have to be very long, to let us know about that person and their meaning to you. And then we will include that in a program that we will have prepared for All Saints Sunday, which is we're going to recognize it on Sunday, November 15th. This Sunday, the scriptures are really fascinating, and I have never preached on these texts because I've always done an All Saints Sunday. But this is the alternate lectionary text for Sunday. And they're both in 1 Thessalonians and also in Matthew 23. Now, both scriptures talk about leadership and integrity. Leadership and integrity. Can I just say that I think that Americans have lowered our standards? I don't know why. I don't understand. And I think the church has lowered its standards. And I don't understand it. I do not understand it. Jesus was very clear about the connection and the you can't separate leadership from integrity. If you do not have integrity, you should not lead. Our congregation has a very clear policy that if you're not spiritually healthy, you're not going to be a leader. Everyone's welcome. Everyone's welcome. But if you're not in a good place, if you're not practicing a positive lifestyle, if you're not a person of integrity, if your spirituality is suspect and called into question, then you're not going to be a leader in our church until you get that together. And I think that's healthy. I think that's healthy because we need to look up to our leaders and our leaders need to serve. So our scriptures for Sunday begin, particularly in the gospel, begins with Jesus talking about the Pharisees and the scribes, and he says, the religion scholars and Pharisees, this is from the Message. Now Jesus turned to address his disciples along with the crowd that had gathered with them. The religion scholars and Pharisees are competent teachers in God's law. I don't think that's quite a good English sentence, but we'll keep moving on. You won't go wrong in following their teachings on Moses, but be careful about following them. They talk a good line, but they don't live it. They don't take it into their hearts and live it out in their behavior. It's all spit and polish veneer. That's the Message interpretation. In other words, they might know what they're talking about, but the way they're living their lives is not something that you want to emulate. Jesus makes 3 points in talking to the people of God. He says that the religious leaders offer minute interpretations that are a burden for the people of God, and the leaders do not follow that interpretation that they give to the people, nor do they help the people to bear that burden. Number 2, the religious leaders of this day display themselves for showiness. They're all about the show. And number 3, they crave titles and do not acknowledge the source of their power, which comes from God. Then the scripture takes a really interesting turn because you think Jesus is talking about the scribes and the Pharisees and people over there, and suddenly the scripture comes down to us. And Jesus then makes it really personal about our own livelihoods and our own practices as servant leaders, saying that we need to maintain integrity in our daily lives. That how you live your life, your behavior, says a lot about your faith, and that your faith should influence your daily behavior. That we should avoid showiness in leadership, and that we should acknowledge the divine source of our authority and power. Wow. So this is coming at us straight and true. If we're not people of integrity, what are we? And who are we? And whose are we? So let's practice what we preach. And let's preach what we practice. They have to go hand in hand. A pastoral friend of mine said that preaching is truth through personality. Preaching is truth through personality. That we all have personalities, but the truth needs to come through who we are and how we act and how we behave, how we love, how we serve. Preaching is truth through personality. That's not just about preachers. It's about all of us as Christians. We're all called to lead in one way, shape, form, or another. because people look up to you, they follow you, they emulate you. So be a person of integrity. And if you're wondering, am I? How am I doing? There's ways to check on that. We're going to delve into this on Sunday in worship. We're going to be straightforward and honest. We're going to be clear and authentic. We're going to talk from our hearts. We're going to pray as hard as we can. We're going to love as hard as we can. We're going to laugh as hard as we can. We're going to be good people as best as we can each and every day. I can't do it alone. It takes a village, all of us together, loving and serving as the whole people of God. I see that a number of folks have checked in, and I'm delighted to see you. Welcome to 601. And now we're going to check out. That's what's been going on. And now I look forward to seeing you on Sunday morning. May God's blessings and peace be with you. Take care and good night.